Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. Today we resume our US-1 series starting around mile 351 in the city of Cocoa and heading toward Titusville on Florida's Space Coast. As the series resumes after an overnight stay in nearby Cocoa Beach, US-1 here runs as a busy suburban arterial with 3 lanes in each direction, separated by a raised median that alternates between planted landscaping and dedicated left turn bays for cross streets and driveways. Cocoa itself is a city in Brevard County with a population of about 19,300 residents as of 2023 and a median age around 45. The community traces its roots back to the late 19th century as a riverfront settlement on the Indian River, later boosted by the arrival of the Florida East Coast Railway and the development of nearby Cape Canaveral and Kennedy Space Center. Today, Cocoa's economy and housing reflect its role as an affordable Space Coast community with a median household income of roughly $56,500 and a median home value around $230,000, noticeably lower than the Florida statewide average, which makes it a relatively budget-friendly place to live close to the coast. As we roll through town on this multi-lane segment of US-1 and State Road 5, the highway serves shopping centers, local neighborhoods, and connectors into historic Cocoa Village in the riverfront, even though most of that activity stays just off camera to the east and west. Continuing north, US-1 approaches an interchange with State Road 528, the Martin Andersen Beachline Expressway, where the 2 roads meet at a partial cloverleaf configuration with loop ramps handling some of the higher volume turn movements between the expressway and this busy arterial. SR 528 is a major east-west toll facility that ties the Orlando metro area to the Space Coast, linking Interstate 4 and the attractions corridor to I-95, US-1, Port Canaveral, and the beaches. The expressway's formal name honors Martin B. Andersen, a longtime owner and publisher of the Orlando Sentinel, who was instrumental in promoting and using his influence to secure construction of the original Beeline Expressway segment in the 1960s to connect Orlando with the Cape and later Orlando International Airport. In 2005, the Florida legislature updated the designation to the Martin Andersen Beachline Expressway rebranding the former Beeline to emphasize its role as Orlando's quickest route to the Atlantic beaches and the Space Coast Tourism Corridor. From this junction, ramps give drivers options west toward Orlando and the theme parks, or east toward Port Canaveral and Kennedy Space Center, while US-1 continues as the north-south backbone for the communities strung along the Indian River. Just north of the interchange, US-1 enters the unincorporated community of Sharps in Brevard County, where the highway narrows from 3 lanes to 2 lanes in each direction, divided by a grassy median that maintains separation between opposing traffic while preserving space for median crossovers and turn lanes. Sharps developed as one of the small settlements along the river and rail corridor between Cocoa and Titusville, and its name is believed to come from William H. Sharp, who served on the board of trustees that organized the construction of the City Point Community Church in nearby Cocoa in the 1880s. Although it remains unincorporated and largely residential and industrial, the area is closely tied to the broader Space Coast economy, with easy access to both US-1 and Florida East Coast Railway, which historically helped move people and goods along this corridor in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. As traffic levels rise and fall through Sharps, the simpler 4-lane cross-section with a grassy median reflects a transition from the more urban feel in Cocoa to a slightly more open suburban and semi-rural environment as we work our way toward Port St. John. Here we encounter a signalized T intersection with Clearview Drive on the left, where northbound traffic in the right lane receives a continuous green indication to keep through movements flowing, while the left lane is controlled by the traffic signal to manage vehicles turning to and from Clearview Drive. This continuous green through-lane arrangement will appear again roughly a mile ahead at another intersection. We've now entered the census-designated place of Port St. John, which has grown substantially in recent years, with a 2025 projected population in the mid-30,000s, up sharply from earlier in the decade, as more residents choose this corridor for its relative affordability and proximity to jobs in Titusville, Cocoa, and the space industry. The community's households are comparatively prosperous for the region, with a median household income of about $84,000 and a median owner-occupied home value around $263,000, indicating a solid middle-class base that has been drawn to this suburban pocket between the Indian River and Interstate 95. Though not an incorporated city with its own downtown, Port St. John offers local shopping, schools, and parks while still relying on US-1 and nearby I-95 for longer trips to regional hubs like Titusville, Cocoa, and the Kennedy Space Center area. As this segment wraps up, US-1 and State Road 5 continue north through Brevard County as we approach the city of Titusville, with Space Coast Regional Airport sitting just to the west of the highway. From this point near mile 362.3, this video segment comes to an end here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this drive along US 1 on Florida's Space Coast, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, share it with your friends, follow along on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.